Welcome back to Mountain Outpost's 2024 coverage of the Run Rabbit 100. I'm Zoe Rome, here with Corinne Shalvoy. So we're joined by Brian Culmo and Adam Loomis, who are taking on the Run Rabbit 100. So, Brian, first question for you. How'd you get into ultra running? Taking a little bit of a look at your ultra signup, it looks like you got started pretty young, around age 21.
Yeah, it's been almost 10 years, over 10 years in the sport now. Started by just running track cross country in high school, like being really into hiking as well. Grew up in the East Coast, New England, so hiking in the mountains in Vermont was always a big thing we did as a family. And then running track cross country and ultra running was kind of the weird middle ground between those two, between like through hiking and running fast and cross country and track. So it was like, yeah, cool, I'll try that out. And I didn't run collegiately or anything like that, so just started running marathons and then realized like, oh, I couldn't qualify for Boston, so what is the next thing I can do? And so then just like hopped into an ultra and got humbled pretty quickly.
That's how we get a lot of our best people, people that can't qualify for Boston.
And eventually did get that Boston qualifier, so that was cool. But found a love for the trails and just the longer stuff. And I've been trying to figure it out for a while now and still trying to figure it out.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yeah, I was just going to kind of add on to that. It looks like you've done a lot of races and a lot of hundreds, and like maybe some where you knocked it out of the park, some where you had some rough goes, but you finished. Like, tell us a little bit about how you think about the 100-mile distance.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the distance of truth or something. Is that what they call it?
Like, heard it here first.
It really helped. Yeah. And so, I mean, I've had my struggles with the distance for sure. And for 5-6 years of trying these the first times, like really struggled with some stomach and some throat issues, and really limited my ability to perform what I thought I was capable of, and was able to fix some of those health issues and kind of overcome some of those challenges and really see what I was capable of. Probably starting in 2021, actually racing against Adam here. We raced together at the Bear in 2021.
Where you got second place?
Yeah. Adam beat me there. He got the best of me by quite a good margin.
Wow. 100, 2021.
It was a fun day. That's like pretty much how we met. And ran
a great meet cute.
Ran the first 40 miles or so together, and then he disappeared off into the woods. I never saw him again. but
you got second place.
And that was a breakout performance for me personally, to know that I was able to push that far into 100, and still trying to chase that to this day. So it's exciting.
So Adam, you've had a pretty amazing buildup. You were first at Tushers this year. You were first at the Gorge 100K in April. What has your buildup to this race been like?
I mean, the way I look at it, the buildup definitely this year has been good if I look at just the miles and the races. But I also know that I'm pretty fortunate to have been an athlete for, one form or another for like the majority of my life at this point. So at this point, I'm like, I have a pretty good base, and I think this year was maybe one of the years that it showed the most. A couple good results so far.
Yeah. So your background is in Nordic skiing. You actually were joking before we turned the cameras on that usually when you're in this building, you're chasing kids around. What does it feel like coming back to this ski hill on dry feet?
Yeah, it's definitely different to be here as a runner. I spent a lot of time in Steamboat. I lived here summers in high school, and then 2 years after high school, before moving to Utah, and then every year I'm back 4 or 5 times a year. I think that I know the drive here about as well as anyone in this room. But it's super fun to come back, be with people that aren't so used to being here, and appreciate it in a new way, and go explore the trails in a way that I certainly didn't as a Nordic combined athlete.
Cool.
All right, so I'm going to come back to Brian. I noticed that you ran Hard Rock 2023.
Yep.
We were 7th there. Congratulations. All right. So, but my question is, how did you get into Hard Rock?
The question is
how much time do we have?
Yeah.
I have a special relationship with that race for sure, and it's pretty special to be able to finally get the start and the finish there.
Just because like you see having done coverage of Hard Rock, the runners are usually a lot older than you because they have been waiting for a decade to get into the race. So that's
the 30 to 39 age group, not as crowded.
Yeah, definitely. I was one of the younger people in the race for sure, but Yeah, I started applying in 2016.
Okay.
And yeah, when I first moved out to Utah from the East Coast,
Yeah.
and just went to go help out, do whatever I could. And I've been going every single summer ever since, and have since gotten quite involved with the community there. And I'm now part of the run committee for the race, as
Awesome.
well as one of the aid station captains. So I've gone
Which
head
aid
into
station?
I'm at Engineer Pass aid
Oh,
station.
nice.
So
Perfect.
yeah, pack in. It's a wild few days, and help out with the finish line and everything else. So I'm very involved in many different capacities, but was special to be able to pin on a bib finally and complete the loop. And so
Okay, it's coming back to me now. It's all coming full circle because we were sitting there and we were like, I think cheering you in, and it was like, oh, this is Brian who's so involved in the race
Yeah.
and who has done so much the race, like getting top 10. I grew up in Uray, Colorado,
Oh,
so
great. Yeah.
there's yeah, it's a special area, but that's amazing. So I guess having run Hard Rock just last year, I guess the question is like, how does that change your perspective coming into a race like Run Rabbit Run? Like, are you going to be out there and be like, this is only half as steep as the climb up,
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some of
Craters.
that. Like everything feels quite normal in comparison to something like Hard Rock. And so, yeah, I mean, goal time to be able to run significantly faster in terms of number of hours compared to something like Hard Rock, and a lot less hiking, a lot more running, which is harder training sometimes. But I love it. I love the challenge, and these trails around Steamboat are very similar to trails in Salt Lake, and so I think that really suits me well. And I'm excited to kind of push it in a different kind of way.
Yeah.
Just see what's I'm capable of here. So
Nice.
yeah, excited.
Nice.
Question for you, Adam. So you DNF'd here last year. What have you changed, and what are you going to do differently in your approach to the race this year?
Yeah, good question. It's to your original question, it has been a better build this year, so I have more confidence, just the health of my body coming in. But there are definitely some lessons to come away with it. The temperature swings are pretty significant from they get you on both sides, including the heat starting things off, and quick change to cooling off. And yeah, it was mainly a stomach problem that kind of stems from hydration. So, yeah, hopefully I can have the takeaways to improve on that.
Yeah, I mean, nutrition at altitude is always so tough for both of y'all. I would love to hear what your nutrition strategy and plan is for tomorrow.
Yeah, just eat a lot.
Eat a lot.
At
Love it.
elevation. I mean, that's the whole trend these days, is to try to eat as much as possible, or all these high carb stuff. And it's cool we've been able to get out some training runs on Crest in in Salt Lake, where you're running at 10,000 feet for a significant number of miles, and it's great to get those long training efforts at a runnable trail at 10,000 feet. Like that's Run Rabbit for you. If you can succeed that, then that's a big key to success here. And yeah, just trying to train that gut to just get as much calories in, much carbs in as possible.
Yeah, I think you can gain a lot of confidence from your training, but then at the same time you go out and it's another animal when you're out there 12 hours in going into the night, or less than that even, you're going into the night. But for sure, being able to spend time at altitude helps. I think one takeaway I had from last year was I need a little bit more solid food, a little bit at least closer to real food. So in addition to the straight carbs, I'm using a fair amount of knack products, including their like purees that are almost like baby food kind of thing, and they've got waffles. Waffles are always a good one.
Baby food and waffles.
Yeah. And I actually I made some like cycling style rice cakes.
Oh, nice.
That I think will be, if I'm struggling, something hopefully to stick to the gut a little bit.
Cool. Okay, so now we need to know what shoes you're each wearing, because you're a DNFit athlete.
Yep.
Okay, and I don't know if you have a sponsor, but even more curious than what shoes you're wearing.
Yeah. So yeah, don't have a shoe sponsor or anything. So it's obviously a big thought. I'm kind of a shoe geek, so went back and forth between the Adidas. I don't even know the fancy race shoe that they have there.
The ultra, the Speed Ultra Terra.
Sorry, that's
the fancy
not a
one.
good plug.
The Acrobic Speed Ultra.
But then ended up settling on the Hoka Tecton X3.
The Tecton X3.
Yeah,
Nice.
Fell in love with that shoe and put it on. I was like, this is nice, and I felt like it could handle some of the unevenness with more tired legs, and felt that I could kind of tackle all sorts of terrain confidently more with that, but still have that bouncy feel. So excited to give them a go.
Okay.
I'm racing in Dina Fit's new shoe. That's the Ultra Pro,
Okay.
the DNA Ultra Pro. So
DNA Ultra Pro.
it's also like a supercritical foam that's got a little bit of bounce to it.
Cool.
But they're a mountain company, so it's like it's still made for trails at least this rugged. So it's
Awesome.
worked for me so far this year.
Perfect.
Did I hear that you guys have gotten out on some training runs together? Do you intend to work together tomorrow, push each other, rehash of Bear?
Yeah, I hope we can share some miles. I think we will. I think there's, we had a really good 34+ mile run together. Probably both our biggest training runs just a few weeks ago. And if it's anything like the Bear, I think we'll probably just have to be careful to not jabber so much.
Get chat way too much.
Keep it
Save the
conversational.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep it easy. But I didn't like at the Bear we ran together for 40-ish miles.
Wow.
And then I didn't see anyone the rest of like the 12 hours after that. Like, completely. I mean, you were in the same boat. Like
Two
we were
very different
completely out
experiences
in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a good time. But yeah, I think that's what's cool about this race is there's so many guys that are going to be in a big pack right there at the beginning, and a lot of friendly faces, not just Adam.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of other competitors and friends in the race, so it'll be cool to share some miles with lots of people, even if we're just silently clicking the long miles. So and then eventually I know it's going to come down to just solo figure it out, but
Nice.
that's why we do this stuff. We love it. So
Yeah. Make friends, be alone.
Yeah.
Are either of you going for the Prima prize to the top of the mountain at the very beginning?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Adam's going for it.
Throw
Called it
Hit
now.
lactate threshold right out of the gate. Let's
and then
go.
just sit down for like 7-8 minutes and then just then just get back up and keep going.
It's that Nordic background.
Cool.
It's gonna turn into like full Euro style racing. Like you see a UTMB, and I raced Madeira earlier in the year, and
Yeah.
that was like the first hour of that was insane. It was just like I'm just going threshold effort up this climb, like just straight up a road, and there's 30 guys around me, like I'm gonna die, and then had to rein it back in, and then died way later. But that first hour was something else. So I think you throw cash on the line too, then who knows what's gonna happen.
I always like a bit of privacy when I blow up during a race, not like in the middle of the pack where everyone's going hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I in all honesty, I am not planning on going for that.
Okay.
It's
Just
definitely
to
more
clear that
important
up.
for me to put a good result on the board at the end. But I'm actually really interested to see how it affects the dynamics, because I doubt that most people that are trying to be on the podium
Mm-hmm.
are going to try to win that.
Mm-hmm.
But people are going to try to win that.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting.
So then will anybody else kind of go with those people?
Yeah.
Or
Right,
not?
exactly.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna say like, I don't want to win it, but I want to be close to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably how everyone.
Like, it
everyone's
comes down to,
the
like-
same way.
Very strategic game theory. Like, all right, I want to be close, but
I'm not thinking about.
okay.
it.
So if you don't want to win that prize, I would love to hear what y'all's ambitions for tomorrow are.
I think this year, a takeaway I had from last year, one of the main ones, is that the priority needs to still be on finishing.
Mm.
Doesn't matter how fast you might think you are. It's still like, I think the first 100 I did, the Bear with Brian, I was like, that was the number one goal. And then I came away with maybe a little too much confidence. And last year I kind of lost sight on finishing. So that's still got to be the priority to get through
Nice.
100.
It's a good goal.
Yeah, definitely always trying to get to the finish is the important thing, and yeah, just doing what I think I'm capable of and doing the best that I can, and know that there's quite a lot of attrition at this race, and
There
you
is.
can pick up some carnage at the end, and hopefully I'm the one picking up the carnage, as opposed to being the carnage. But we've all been on both sides of that.
Yeah,
So,
agreed.
just do what I can there to close hard, I think is my main goal. Just that last 20 miles, especially, to be able to really.
What's
move
goal pace
efficiently.
for the downhill last 6?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I set my 10K PR according to Strava running that one day.
So that's
Okay.
And I think
Heck
I
yeah.
was late to get back down to the next practice.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe try to break that.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good.
Love it.
Yeah, chasing Adam down for that one.
You still got quads. Might as well blow them there.
Yeah. there's no reason not to.
No, you don't need quads. Don't need them Saturday afternoon.
Okay, last thing is, do you want to shout out anyone who's supporting you, crew, anyone that's cheering from afar?
Yeah, so my crew is en route. I came a little earlier than them, but two good friends, Davin and Gina Grappatine. I spent a lot of time in the mountains with Davin, and it's the first time that they'll be crewing me, but I have
Nice.
full confidence that they'll be great to have.
Yeah, just like shout out my parents. They came out from Maine to fly out and crew me here, so it'd be great to have them here. And yeah, their first time crewing me at 100-miler, so that'll be a fun experience. for
That's going to be an
them.
experience.
A growth day for everyone.
I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
I may have scarred my father for life at Leadville, so
My mom
I don't
said
know. I
she will
pray
never
for your
watch you
parents.
race.
It takes a special breed to have.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being a parent and
We all pray
seeing
our
your
kids will
child
never get into
experiencing
ultra
something like this. So
Yeah.
shout out to them for sure to being out here and doing
Awesome.
everything they can for a few days.
Good stuff. Well, hope you both have awesome days
Yeah.
tomorrow. The weather's looking pretty fantastic. Might get a little chilly tonight, but it's
Pack some
actually
gloves.
looking pretty good. So hope it goes super well, and we're excited to follow you.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you both.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.